This is the Body Fuel Performance and Lifestyle Nutrition Podcast. We're here to help you navigate all things nutrition, especially for sports performance, weight loss, and healthy eating. I'm your host, Andrew Dole, registered dietitian, certified executive chef, and USA triathlon coach. Here we go. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Andrew with Body Fuel, doing a short podcast today on fat cells. I'm going to take a small break from the female nutrition. The other two segments are done, but it was the end of a grad class that I did. It's 18 pages. It was just really tiring and kind of exhausting, so I wanted to give it a break and do something a little more fun and a little shorter. Before I get too much further into that, though, I do want... where'd it go? Right here. I'd love for you guys to join us on our Facebook Body Fuel group, Body Fuel SPN. It's free. There's no charge. We talk triathlon. We talk local events. We race together. We run together. We drink together. And we talk nutrition and field a lot of topics there. It's just a great group. There's no charge to you. So hop on there and join us. All right. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about fat cells. I think it's really important that you understand the rules if you've been overweight, if you're trying to lose weight, and why and how not to get frustrated by the media. Fat cells, they don't fat blast and they don't melt away. Nothing you read in a magazine that says melted away, blasted away, do this exercise for so many days, is that fat going to disappear. You may lose some weight and those fat cells may shrink, but they will still be there. So this is why it's important to understand that the fat melting and blasting away is a lie. It leads to frustration and it prevents success, because when it comes back, people don't understand why it came back. They feel as though they did something wrong, that they were the failure, and that is not the truth. So what do fat cells do that's sort of insidious or different? It's called hypersplasha. The fat cell actually starts out as a normal size doing what it's supposed to do, and that is store excess energy. We eat fuel, we eat food, our body turns it into glucose. What our body doesn't use, it sends to the liver, it gets packaged, and now it's stored in fat mass. As we evolved, we went through these times where in wintertime there wasn't a whole lot to eat. Our bodies survived off of fat mass stores. Springtime came around, we gorged on berries till we couldn't eat anymore, and all the food that we could find, our body stored the excess, and that cycle continued. Here in the 21st century, you don't really have those periods of not having any food. So we tend to overconsume, which means we store, but the fat cells get bigger and bigger, and then they split. That's right. So when you had one, now you got two. Then you've got 4, 8, 16, 32, 256. You can see where this just multiplies up. And they continue to swell and they continue to split. That's called hypersplasha. So why is that different? It's different than a muscle cell because a muscle cell undergoes something called hypertrophy. So when we expose it to stimulus, that muscle cell says, hey man, I got to work harder, and then it starts to swell and get bigger. It doesn't split. You have all of the muscle cells you will ever have. So getting big, or is from a muscle standpoint, is genetic. And then when you stop working out the stimulus, those muscle cells shrink. They go back. You lose your size. Fat cells don't work that way. Fat cells swell up, and then they split. Now you got two, and those swell up, and they keep going. But the thing to remember is that when they shrink down, they only do shrink. They don't disappear. They don't dissolve. They don't go anywhere. So when you look at the graphic on the very bottom, you can see the obese cells in the middle where they've multiplied. There are more of them and they're larger. And then on the right-hand side for the reduced fat cells, for someone who was overweight or obese, who did lose weight, those cells are much smaller. Matter of fact, smaller than they were before they gained weight, certainly, but they are still there. And that's important because fat cells are metabolically active. That's right. 20 years ago, they didn't think that. Like, oh, fat's just sitting there. That's not true. Matter of fact, they play a huge role in leptin, which is an appetite hormone. So fat mass is active. Fat mass shrinks. Fat mass does not melt or blast away. Does that mean it's a losing battle and you shouldn't bother? Absolutely not. I just want to make sure that you understand what you're up against. I don't want this to be a game that you're playing and you don't understand the rules. It's not fair. So let me explain what the rules are. You lose weight, the fat's still there. That fat mass is going to come back. And how do I know? Because I look like a skeleton with teeth now. I didn't used to be. I actually was a heavy kid who got made fun of quite a bit. People would run around and grab my chest and make jokes or my belly. And then when I got into my mid-20s, I had fat back, hanging out over my waist. And that was... None of those things helped build my self-esteem, and I could never truly understand, even when I was bodybuilding and losing weight, and even now, at 150-something pounds, I still have fat mass in these areas that won't go away. They don't get as slim as the rest of me. Is it frustrating? A tiny bit, but it's less frustrating now as a dietitian that I understand how and why. I'm not failing. I'm not doing anything wrong. That fat mass is there. It's waiting to do what it's supposed to do. So I have to play by a different set of rules, but I gotta know the rules. That means I have to work harder, and so will you. If you've been obese or you want to lose weight and you want to keep it off, you're gonna have to change your lifestyle. Gimmicks aren't gonna do the job here. There is no fat blasting gimmick. There's nothing you can stick between your legs and move it. Ab exercises are not going to make abdominal fat go away. It doesn't work that way. There is no diet you can eat that's going to make these things disappear. There are no fat melting. Let's turn that off. There are no fat melting foods. Doesn't happen. Blueberries, acai, pomegranate, I don't know. Name a million of the things that you see on the internet. They are not going to make the fat go away. So, what does matter? Lifestyle changes. What does work? Lifestyle changes. Be active. 45 minutes a day. I said be active. I didn't say go exercise. Physical activity and exercise are two different things. But you can get out and walk. Go walk the dog. Walk around the block. Walk up and down your stairs. Fold some laundry. Carry the laundry basket around. You can find a variety of things to do. Park further away from work. Take the stairs up and down a few times. You'd be amazed how you can get 45 minutes of activity in. But then you need to be consistently active, 4 to 5 times per week. You can't just do it once or twice a week and say, hey, everything is fine, because the fat mass is there and it's working against you. Physiologically, things are different. Understanding that makes it easier for us to know what we need to do and how to beat this. Protein, produce, and portion size, the 3 Ps, something I talk about with all of my clients. Gotta eat your protein. You can be vegetarian, you can be vegan, but you still need protein sources. It needs to be adequate to repair, rebuild, and provide satiety, a sense of fullness. Then you need produce. I can't tell you, I can't overstate it. 65% of your plate, more than 50%. Fruits and vegetables. Eat the rainbow, and I don't mean Skittles. Lots of colorful things. Find veggies you like and eat them. Roast them, steam them, bake them. Don't care. Eat them raw. Take them with you. They make a difference in your life. They are nutritiously dense. Lots of nutrients. Lots of vitamins. A lot of minerals. A lot of phytochemicals. Not a lot of calories. You could eat a garbage can full. Well, I probably shouldn't use a garbage can. Okay, you could eat a huge bowl of greens and a salad and vegetables. You can't get through it. You're going to be done chewing. You're going to be tired. And most importantly, you're going to be full. Versus, let's say you sat down and you ate a big bowl of pasta or spaghetti. Holy cow, can we talk about calories? How about that Starbucks? I went the other day, I needed something Christmassy. 450 calories for a small Starbucks gingerbread something or other. Holy cow. We can drink 2 or 3 of those in a heartbeat, but you can't eat a big enough bowl of salad and you're worrying about being hungry? Don't. Eat lots of produce. Portion control. Yes, you do need to watch how much you eat. Calories in, calories out. It does matter. No, not all calories are equivalent. Some are better than others. But if you're overeating, guess where that's going to go? It's going to get stored in those fat cells. So we do have to pay attention to the quantity or the amount that we eat. Now, let me be very clear, okay? Because fat mass is something that we have to have. We can't live without it. You will die. You will not be healthy, and we need dietary fat. You have to have it. It's a precursor to hormone production. For our cells, it pads the organs. The fat mass on our body, right, that visceral fat keeps all of our organs in place and gives us some cushion. It helps absorb vitamin D, E, A, and K, ADEK, A, D, E, and K, the vitamin-soluble or fat-soluble vitamins. We need the fat. Daily energy. Sitting in my chair right now, I'm burning fat. When I'm walking around, I'm burning fat. A lot of the time during the day, most of it, you're burning fat. It's an energy source. We're just not burning it faster than we're putting it in sometimes. And that's calories, not fat. Energy reserve. Heaven forbid you get sick or you get laid up and you can't eat. That fat mass is going to keep you alive. I can't tell you how important that is. And then, of course, it helps regulate your body temperature. So fat is necessary, and you need good, healthy dietary fats. Things like avocados, canola oil, nuts, fantastic sources. So the rules, you got to work harder. You got to be more consistent. Know them. Don't get frustrated when it starts to come back in the same place. Those areas and patches of fat, it's there. It's going to happen, but you know how to beat it now. I sure hope you have an opportunity to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please, it helps us do a lot of things. The more subscriptions we get, join us on Facebook, please. Body Fuel Multisport, Body Fuel SPN. If you got a topic you want me to talk about as a sports dietitian or a triathlon coach, please post it up. Send me an email. I'd love to actually answer some of these questions for you. It's pretty great. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. You eat and enjoy and you're flexible. And we'll come back with another podcast as soon as we can. All right, take care.